stop, Pennant. Start good.
Thank you. Alright guys, this is Sebi's Random Tech here with a not exactly tech-related video, but I guess something that runs off electricity can be considered tech. So I'm here at the Pennant light rail stop in Beachview, which is a neighborhood right outside of Pittsburgh. And this stop is going to be closed permanently this weekend. In fact, by the time I get this video up, it may already be closed permanently. This is something very few people seem to care about, and most of the people who watch my videos probably don't really care either, but I think it's something that's worth documenting. So this stop is here on what is called the Red Line in Pittsburgh. Some people also refer to it as the Beachview Line. This is one of a handful of streetcar lines dating back to the early 1900s. Pittsburgh at one point had one of the largest streetcar networks in North America. And during the 1950s and 1960s, the majority of that network was abandoned. But a handful of routes that go into the southern neighborhoods and southern suburbs, such as Beachview, they were kept. And in the 1980s, 90s, and 2000s, the remaining lines were upgraded and modernized. And over the years, they've made cuts here and there. They've eliminated stops to help speed up trains and to reduce costs. And usually when that happens, they reach out to the community several months ahead of time to say, are you okay with this? How many people are using this stop? And sometimes they eliminate the stop anyway. Other times they reconsider, and if there's enough opposition, enough people use the stop, they decide to keep it. And in this case, that is not what happened. A tweet went up on Port Authority of Allegheny County's Twitter page a couple weeks ago saying, we are permanently closing the Pennant stop. And the reason being is because of deteriorating pedestrian infrastructure. And I'm going to put in some video here. You can see that the infrastructure leading to this stop is in very bad shape. And they do have valid reason for closing it. Safety is a #1 concern. The last thing we want to see happen is some sort of accident where people get hurt. The steps here and the concrete, I mean, this is 35 years old all of a sudden. It's in bad shape. And it would be difficult to repair because of how remote this stop is. It's on a steep hillside. The nearest road is pretty far away, so it'd be very hard to get construction vehicles down here. Another reason that fixing up the stop would be expensive is because this stop was built before the Americans with Disabilities Act was a thing. They required that all transit stops be accessible by handicapped individuals. And since this stop was built before, it does not have to be ADA compliant because it was built before ADA was a thing. But the catch of that grandfather clause basically is that if they want to make any upgrades or serious repairs to a stop, it has to be also upgraded to be ADA compliant. And that is where most of the cost is, because this is a very steep hillside, and they would have to construct a ramp the whole way from the top of the hill down to the stop, or build an elevator or a wheelchair lift or something like that. And additionally, this is a street level stop. You have to go down a pair of steps on the light rail vehicle to get on and off. That's obviously not ADA compliant, but the vehicles also have higher level doors that you can roll on with a wheelchair or whatever. And so they would also have to build ramps down here to accommodate that. They said that to do that would require up to 2 years of service disruptions, and being that this is one of the more heavily used lines, they don't want that. And because of the remote location of the stop, it would cost up to $6 million. That is a hefty chunk of change, and their ridership numbers showed that before the pandemic, there was only an average of 10 people per day using this stop. I'm not sure if I believe that. That's what they said. And to be fair, I think taxpayers would not be very happy about $6 million being used to accommodate 10 riders a day. But I did get to speak with one of those riders, and here's what she had to say. So what's your name?
Hi, my name is Darlene Taylor.
Hello, Darlene.
Hi.
So you're a regular user of this stop?
Yes, I am.
All right. You live here in Beachview, right?
Yes, I do. Right at the top of the hill on Traymore.
Oh, okay. So how long have you lived here?
Since 2008.
Oh, that's quite a long time now.
Yes.
And so use this stop quite regularly?
Yes. I work every day, Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends, and sometimes I rotate shifts.
And do you also use it to, like, go do groceries, go to the doctors, go
Yes.
places like that?
Yes, we do.
And you live with your husband?
Yes.
Anyone else, or just you guys?
Right now, it's just me and my husband.
You're not very happy about them closing this stop, right?
Right. Absolutely. Because we had no meeting, we had no warning, so it's just like a shock. But they really didn't give us much of an alternative.
Yeah.
You know, and they think that Westfield is like, 15 minutes away. But like this morning and yesterday morning, with all the snow and everything, that's longer than some 15 minutes to get up to Westfield.
Yeah.
It would probably take me at least 25 to 30 minutes to get up there in order to get a trolley.
And that's a steep hill, too.
Exactly. And my husband works at night. He doesn't get off work till 12. So he's on the late trolleys, you know, and then from him to walk from Westfield all the way home, that's a lot. Well, I'm just really disappointed in Port Authority. I'm very disappointed that they didn't give us any alternative or even have a meeting with us and talk to us to find out how we felt about the situation.
Yeah.
You know, and I heard that the reason why they're stopping this stop as one is because they have to stop, which only takes about a minute for you to step on the trolley. It's not all day. So that's one thing because of them stopping, and that they don't want to stop, which doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, I agree.
And no, it's not wheelchair access. It's never have been wheelchair access. It really doesn't make any sense at all.
And I mean, I've voiced my complaints on social media, but it's mostly just fallen on deaf ears.
I know, yes, and we have called, they've taken our names, and that's all we've heard. We haven't heard anything else from anyone. And I wish my husband was here, then you could have talked to him, but...
Yeah, that's okay.
But
at least I got to talk
you.
to you. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I also interviewed a separate rider who did not wish to be featured on camera named Lachey Stevenson. She just moved to Beachview in October and regularly used the stop, not just to get to work, but also to do shopping at South Hills Village, amongst other errands in the area. She was not even aware that the stop closure was permanent until I told her. And for those people, it's very difficult to get to another stop. The next nearest stop is about a 15-minute walk on a good day. I did that walk back during the summer because I was out here filming. And on a good sunny day with no snow, no ice, no rain or anything, it took 15 minutes. On a day like today where there's snow everywhere, it would take much longer, not to mention it would be a miserable hike. They also said that you can use the 41 Bower Hill bus route, but that's down there at the very bottom of the hill. That's not exactly ideal either, and the next nearest rail stop is isolated from this neighborhood because of a hill. Now, some of these people are okay with doing the walk. I would be capable of making the walk to the next nearest station. Some people probably have a car that they can use to get to where they need to go, or they could take Uber or some other ride-sharing service. But some people don't. Some people rely on public transportation to get everywhere. They don't have a car, they can't drive, or they can't afford to drive. They can't afford ride-sharing services. And for those people, life is going to get a whole lot harder when this stop closes. I know for many it's just a little drop in the bucket, it's just a little blip on the radar. I'm someone who likes using public transportation. I like Port Authority, I like the services they provide. They run a very good transit network. But when they do stuff like this, they don't reach out to the community ahead of time, they provide very short notice, and they don't really provide good alternatives. It really leaves me disappointed. And it's not just Port Authority, it's the state of infrastructure in our country, something that has been horribly underfunded and neglected for a very long time now, for not just public transportation, but also for highways, roads, bridges, tunnels, etc. Hopefully something happens here soon. Maybe an influx of funding comes that allows them to rebuild this station, or make some repairs to the point that it can be used again. But whatever the case is, for those people that are here, like Darlene that I spoke with, people that rely on this service to get everywhere, not just to and from work, but to get to doctor's offices, to get to school, to do groceries, life is going to be a lot harder without having this stop here. It already got harder when they closed the nearby Traymore stop. When they did the stop eliminations back in 2012, that already made life harder. And now it's going to get even harder as another stop is closed and a transit gap that's already there gets wider. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I wish it was a happier video, but hopefully something comes of this. Maybe my voice is enough to make a little bit of change. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm probably the only one that cares about this. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.